Those came
Mandalorian is
out.
probably my favorite.
Those came out around the same time too. That was a really good Star Wars time.
Yeah.
You see, I like the Mandalorian. I don't think it's like great.
I think the reason why people were so obsessed with it is because for whatever reason, I got ran over by a car and killed a sheep at the same time. I think the reason why people like it so much, which I will say I like it a lot, it's really good, but I feel like people were trying to like it more than what they actually did, just for the fact that they like wanted to say that this is so much better than the
Talk.
sequels, even though I don't think the sequels were bad. Because a lot of people seemed like to be really, really hating on the sequels, and then really, really
Here,
like obsessed with
do we
Mandalorian at the
need? Do
time.
we? Uh,
Or maybe just people like The Mandalorian more than the sequels.
I like the Mandalorian a lot, but I feel like there was some people that were just kind of, I don't know,
I
doing
mean, I
that.
like The Mandalorian more than the sequels, and I like the sequels.
No, I think what I'm trying to say is like, I feel like people were acting like it was the greatest thing ever created, so that
help me toss
that
this.
that they would that's the Star Wars, I don't know, company would focus more on that rather than the sequels, because a lot of people felt the sequels were bad.
Hmm.
I mean, not obviously
I
everybody, but I
I
feel like there's definitely some people doing that because I saw it and I was like,
I do have a controversial. God, fucking shit.
what's your controversy? Let's hear it.
I like the Last Jedi more than
I
any other more than any other of the sequel trilogy.
see that to me
I
wouldn't
just,
be a controversy because I like the Last Jedi and I I don't know. I feel like a lot of people's arguments about it are a little over the top. They act like it was the worst thing ever invented. I thought it was a pretty good story overall. I mean, there was a couple parts that I was like, that seems a little strange, or like, that technically weren't the ways that you could use the force or whatnot, or maybe seemed a little out of character. But it's like the characters can't just stay stagnant, and the force powers can't just stay stagnant forever. It's like 70 years after they gotta do new stuff.
Yeah,
I
70
don't think
years in the universe, not in real life.
I
no,
think
that's
I'm
real
ready to
life.
see a Star Wars story without any Jedi.
Then watch Han.
Isn't That's Mandalorian?
Well, the Mandalorian still has Baby Yoda.
Well, it's not confirmed he's a
It's
Jedi.
it's
He could be a
not
Sith.
Use the Force.
it's
Well,
not
Could,
it's not a Baby
Jedi or
Yoda. It's Baby Yoda.
are people
We gotta
arguing
toss
it's
it.
not
We
Baby
gotta toss
Yoda?
it.
well, it's officially called the Child.
Yeah. Get
Well,
in front
yeah,
of
but
this
like
window. Let's toss it.
I'm trying. Yeah, but everyone calls it Baby Yoda, so I don't just.
Well, it's
I
because
just.
Yoda's not the
Come
species
on.
name.
Well, I'm aware, but
We don't know if it's actually Yoda's child,
I mean,
or
there was
like we don't know if it's Yoda's baby.
Like it just looks
there
like
was
Yoda. Deal with it. All right.
there. It looks exactly like Yoda, so
But that
people
could
called
just
it.
be what the species looks like.
It is what the species looks like, but
Yeah.
there was, as far as anybody's known so far,
But
there was literally only Yoda and the
besides
Yaddle,
Yaddle, yeah.
Ooh.
You say
which
oop.
Yaddle
Got that Midwestern oop.
Yaddle is. I mean, I think that the only way that they could have reproduced is if Yoda and Yaddle decided
Come
it
on.
was time.
But that's not the Jedi aren't even allowed to do that.
Except there are here's toss it on here. Okay, we'll just do that. Whatever.
And that is why
There are
Anakin wasn't
exceptions.
granted the rank of master.
There are exceptions because I think it's Kiadi Mundi. I think him or Plo Koon were allowed to father children because they were almost the last of their species.
See, here's what I think. I think that when people
Toss it.
when people argue that a lot of the stuff that happened in the sequels would have been out of character for Luke, it just doesn't even make sense because he's way older. He fears Kylo because he fears Kylo because he's seen the power of the dark side. I mean, doesn't seem that out of character.
You guys,
I've never actually heard anybody complain about Luke.
get it.
I have a lot. It's like people's main complaint is that everything Luke did was out of character. That I've heard, at least. Because of the scene where he tries to kill Kylo in his sleep or whatever, out of fear. Yeah. Everyone's like, that he would never do that. I'm like, I don't know, he might have.
Well, they said, I mean, didn't he even say he's like, I lost my way, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he says he lost, I mean, I don't know if that's his exact words, but he implies he was losing his way and he was scared and he made a rash judgment and immediately felt shame about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem so out of character to me. I don't know why people say that. It doesn't make sense. I mean, if you look back, I'm fairly certain that he was planning on killing Vader anyways until he found out it was his father and everything, and then he was
until the
like,
Emperor
maybe
was all
I shouldn't.
Until the Emperor was all like, do it.
Anakin is a whole nother story.
Anakin's like, I hate sand.
Yeah, that's why Vader was so mad.
Because he had sand in his crack.
Anakin must have been really ticked off when he was watching Rey through the Force bury his lightsaber in sand.
We gotta get all the chickies. We gotta get the chickies.
Have you guys watched 4 recently?
I mean, not like yesterday, but like a few months ago.
Well, in 4, the entire first half of 4.
No, you gotta toss them.
In my opinion, the characters act somewhat unlikable, and it kind of bugs me.
Toss them.
Like, the whole first half of the movie, Luke is just sitting there, and he's like yelling at C-3PO and stuff, and he's like, I don't know, he just sounds so annoyed.
Toss him!
Like, for what? I'm tossing him.
It was a different time.
Same thing with Han, is like the first half of that movie that you see Han in, he's just like a jerk. And I mean, he comes around, they all come around eventually, but
like, Han is a jerk.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
What his character is in like, all of the movies.
I don't know. I think Luke more so annoys me than anyone else in that movie because the whole first half, he's like, C-3PO, come on, C-3PO, let's go. And I'm like, please shut up. Just get to the action.
Oh my
god. Let's talk about a different movie.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
No,
I don't know.
Star Wars.
Off.
Let's see.
Hang on. Let's go. I got it.
Any more underrated classics you guys can think of?
What's up with you and underrated classics?
We never even mentioned one.
Yeah, that's what. Well, no, we mentioned Karate Kid Part 2.
I'd say Bill and Ted is pretty underrated.
No,
it's like a cult classic, though.
I love Bill and Ted.
Like, yeah, that's like the exact definition of underrated classic.
Get some of the, we need to get this thing locked in here. Give me some hay.
All right.
See, because he's just running.
I'm grabbing the hay.
No, stay in here, you bitch.
What about cult classics that we didn't like?
That's what we're talking about.
No, it's not. Star Wars is not a cult classic. Star Wars is a very mainstream classic. What about that movie Midsummer?
That's
It seemed to be a bit of a
that's not.
cult fan base there,
Yeah,
where people like really were liking it.
because made
Came out
by
like a year ago. It can't be a classic.
Well, I know, but I'm just thinking of movies that I've seen recently that I wish I hadn't.
Have you ever seen Dead Alive?
Dead Alive?
Yeah, and known in other countries as Brain Dead. It's Peter
Still
Jackson.
no.
It's a Peter Jackson movie, back from like early '90s. Considered one of the goriest movies ever.
Well, is it?
I mean, it's pretty bloody.
I watched a movie recently
No,
That-
this fucking stupid cow.
I really wish I hadn't watched. It was so gross. It was called Tusk. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, it's not that
Did
bad.
he makes the guy a walrus?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It was gross.
Spoiler
though.
alert! Spoiler alert!
Is that a spoiler? I thought that's the whole premise of the movie.
Spoiler alert! Go help Brendan. I got this cow.
Okay, I
You
thought
know,
you were waiting for me to put the cage down.
You know what movie is incredible and should have more of a following?
No.
Shrek 2.
You know what?
Shrek
You know
2
what?
is
I-
incredible.
Oh, that's some lag. What the heck?
You know what? I don't want to hear.
Here-
I don't want to hear you guys' opinions.
Do you, have,
Do you not like Shrek 2?
I don't know, but I think we're going to the wrong place.
Here's the real question: have you played Shrek 2, the video game?
Okay, Shrek 2, the video game, is actually terrible.
Fuck.
I have a lot of nostalgia
All right,
for
this,
it, but
this
it's like
cow's
a
gonna
really
run
bad
wild because I gotta help you guys.
But like Shrek 2, the movie, is like actually amazing.
Oh my god, you guys! Oh my
I don't
God.
think that's an unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people like Shrek 2.
I think most people are like making fun of it. Like it's like a
No, I think most people legitimately
Yeah.
like Shrek. No, I think there's some people that meme it because it's just memeable, but I think that a decent amount of people
guys-
actually like
you guys,
Shrek.
you gotta toss that in there if you want to get that cow. That's all I'm saying.
but like 2 in particular, because 2 is better than 1.
Because you gotta get this, you gotta get that.
Well, we can just put the cow in last, and then it won't
That's what-
leave.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to bring the cow over. Come on. Woo!
There we go. Easy.
Easy as we almost didn't get bronze.
Have you guys watched the new Solar Opposite show?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't yet. I want to, but
I thought you
Is
were
it-
going to talk about it. And
oh
then you're like,
no, is it any good?
It was fine. It's no Rick and Morty.
I kind of hate what happened. I kind of hate what happened to Rick and Morty, to be honest.
I still love Rick and Morty.
I mean, I love Rick and Morty. I watched it from season 1, but I'm saying like the
New episodes?
no, I hate how now if you say you like it, everyone's like, oh, big brain, oh.
Well, their fan base kind of sucks, but
That's
who cares
true.
about them?
Yeah.
Lots of fan bases suck. Like the Undertale fan base was pretty bad for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, when it became more mainstream, but it literally is what happened. It became
like,
a little
the
more
show
mainstream.
It's like still like
No, it's-
usually when people say that they're like, it got worse.
The show is still great, but I'm saying like you can't even talk about the show anymore without people like associating you with
Go.
that
Oh my god! I came to help you and then you left.
because it wasn't working.
I'm taking this
Like,
frog.
Maybe we should just
I can't
throw
take the
this stuff.
frog.
It happens sometimes with like bands too, where like I'll like a band a lot, and then they'll become, their fan base will start getting a little rowdy. Then I don't want to associate myself with them anymore.
That's all easy.
All right, that's all the one person stuff, I think. Oh, I got ran over.
And speaking of bands, ever since this like isolation, I can't even remember the last time I listened to music because I like don't ever listen to it if I'm like not in my car or whatever.
I listen to
Yeah,
music every day.
the main times I would listen to music was when I was waiting in between classes at college and when I was in my car on my way to work or something. And now I don't listen as much as I would like to.
I've pretty much entirely replaced music with podcasts at this point.
I would if there was enough that I enjoyed.
There's some really cool ones like obviously, I listen to the Castle Super Beast a lot, but
Well, I
you
mean,
shouldn't.
there's some I
What?
like, but like a lot of them, like one in particular that I would listen to a lot for I don't know if they still do because I haven't listened in a bit, but for a good while there, literally all they were talking about was the virus and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to hear it because I read about it enough that it's kind of like stressful to just listen to it all day too.
Have you ever listened to Chilluminati?
Oh
No.
yeah,
I like Chilluminati. It's like Alex Faciani from
Jesse
Beardbro,
Cox.
Jesse Cox, and some other guy, and they just talk about
Sorry,
like
other guy.
I don't know who he is, but they just talk about like urban legends and stuff,
No, 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 no,
Hmm.
no.
like stuff like Bigfoot. But I don't know if they've actually talked about Bigfoot. It's really cool though, because they like go into like, okay, why do people believe this? Like, what evidence is there? Was it ever
Well,
debunked?
why don't you?
I mean,
That wasn't
because
necessary.
I don't believe in anything like that. Like,
I
I
Come
like
on,
literally none of it,
please,
but it's still really
please,
interesting to see like
please.
why people, why other people do,
Get
what
out
how
of the
it can
way!
be.
I think it's funny though when people take certain evidences and say like it's real, because it's like in a world where every smartphone in existence has a 4K camera, we see like these we see like these 180p pictures of a somewhat mannish looking figure 12 miles away, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a squatch.
Yeah, Squash doesn't want to get close to you.
Well, I'm just saying, seems like there would have just been some sort of decent picture by now.
I mean, there could have been, but who knows?
Maybe he doesn't show up on camera.
Yeah,
Did you guys see
I
the
have heard that there people think Sasquatch is like an alien.
Oh, I got stuck.
oh no, what's happening?
You
I don't
suck.
even know how that worked out. um did you guys see was it CIA just released like that alien, or not alien but UFO,
Yeah, nobody cared.
but yeah, declassified it.
Oh my god. Go, 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 go.
I thought it was interesting that like even the military personnel seem to not have any idea what it could possibly be.
Go, go, go.
Got it.
You know, it's funny because they announced, like, hey, these UFOs is real as fuck. And everybody's like, and?
And then last year it was like everyone was
Yeah.
saying they're storming Area 51, and then they actually show stuff and they're like, who cares?
So, like, I'm going to Naruto run across the Area
No,
51.
that guy's a legend. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they said that, but guess what? Nobody cares that there's UFOs.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people believe UFOs exist because obviously they do. It's just things that we don't recognize. Aliens, not as many people probably think exist, but I would argue it's kind of silly to not think they would exist somewhere because
Where's our?
I don't
Oh,
know.
we gotta take it there. Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's good arguments about why they wouldn't exist, why life on other planets wouldn't exist, because it's so rare for life to evolve, and the universe is relatively young.
Maybe,
But you
but
see, the thing is,
it's just so the universe is so infinite. You would have to think that there's something
Yeah.
out there.
let's go get the big stuff. Let's go get the big stuff.
I haven't looked at any
Get
of
this
it,
thing,
but
get this thing.
I saw that whole evidence of a parallel universe thing recently, and
Yeah, that was like some bad reporting because that's not what the paper was actually trying to say.
We gotta go.
I
We
was
don't need
gonna
to go
say
up there. We don't need to
I
go up
hadn't
there.
looked at it yet, but I've seen like the headline a lot.
Yeah, that's not at all what they were trying to like actually do an experiment on. It was like one outlandish theory
Smack
that they
the
said
ghost.
could possibly be true, but it wasn't like something they were taking seriously.
God!
I
It was
didn't
one
look.
of like 20 theories that they listed, and of course that's what people latched onto.
I
or the
didn't.
reporter latched onto.
I didn't look at it, but mainly because I just already assumed somehow somewhere out there would be one if everything really was infinite, like they say. I mean, it would make sense.
Well,
But
like
then
the parallel,
some people say
Smack
I
the
don't.
shit out of that ghost.
I guess again, I didn't fully read it, but I saw
I
something
need
about
someone to help me get this couch.
people saying it wasn't truly infinite, and I thought that would be interesting. I just never really looked into it, I guess.
the universe isn't truly infinite.
Thank you for
Yeah,
running
Yeah.
past me while I'm trying to get this two-person
Well,
couch.
I would agree that it makes sense that it is, but I also was
Well, I don't think
interested.
there's a question that it is.
We
I mean-
need to toss this stuff.
Maybe what they were saying is that eventually it starts repeating or something. I don't know. I would have to look. I can't think of it off the top of my head what it was
I think that
necessarily about.
I think that people just have trouble grasping what infinity means, and thus don't believe that it's true.
I mean, it's technically ungraspable concept to us because we can't think that much. Like we can't think of infinite truly. We can think of a lot,
I can
but we
think of
can't
infinite.
can't actually think of infinite, or else we'd be thinking forever.
Yeah, a lot of people think of infinity as like a big number.
It's more of a concept.
Well, you don't gotta tell me, man.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
like
might,
what I study.
people might not realize. All 5 of my viewers might not get it. You know.
In which we are two of them.
A lot of people don't.
Oh my! Did you just leave when I was coming to help you?
I was trying to get out of your way. Guess that didn't make sense in the long run.
Jesus.
Oh. A
that
lot of people have
ghost
trouble. You know The Fault in Our Stars? How they talked about how some infinities are bigger than others?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie got a lot of flack in the math community because the example they used was like
Oh my god.
very
Oop.
wrong.
I don't think that
Toss it. Toss it.
I would expect that movie to get very high reputability in the math community in the first place.
Well, I'm just saying they pick a specific example that disproves their point.
I don't
Let's slap
remember
the
the
shit out of this
example.
ghost. He slapped shit out of me.
I watched that movie like once, and I was like, "That's pretty good." And then for some reason, people thought I like loved it, and then they kept buying me things from it.
What?
I was
The
like-
Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah, I was like, I like that movie, and then like my parents bought me like for Christmas, they bought me like the DVD, the book, and I was like, all right, guys, I didn't like it that much.
But you liked it.
I liked it.
But you liked it.
Thought it was okay.
I'm coming for the ghost. I'm coming for the ghost. Bam!
Thought it was a nice story.
We gotta get upstairs now.
It was alright except for the math thing.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about
Oh
math.
my god! I
to-
just fixed it.
I won't go into the nitty gritty, but they say that some infinities are bigger than others. For example, there's an infinite number of numbers
gotta toss
between
it.
0 and 1 and 0 and 2.
We gotta toss it.
But obviously, there's more between 0 and 2. but that's not true.
God!
Well, yeah, I
There's
guess.
the same number of numbers between 0 and 1 and 0 and 2, which is a hard concept to grasp, but they use an example
It's
that
a hard
literally
concept to
disproves the
grasp,
point.
just like throwing things on top of the other stuff.
Firmly grasp it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm not great at moving. I'll stick to math.
I'm not great at math. I'll stick to not moving because I'm also not great at moving.
You gotta stack stuff so we can get more stuff in here.
I'll stick to doing nothing. I'm pretty good at that.
You gotta pick one, man. That's the world we live in. You're either math or moving.
You either math or you move.
Yeah.
If you die in the game, you die for real.
What would your guys' opinions be on moving to another country? We all live in the United States, just for clarification.
I mean, if it wasn't for like the people here keeping me here, then I'd be cool with it. I would
Yeah.
have no qualms about it. The only thing that would keep me from it is that it would be like, okay, well, I'm like never gonna see family or friends again.
Yeah.
And I'm not the most like I'm not extroverted at all, so it's harder to make new friends.
We gotta toss it.
I think I would like to move to another country someday, provided I had enough money in general that it wouldn't be that taxing to fly back like a couple times a year.
That's a lot.
Or once or twice a year. If I had enough money to do that and just come for 3-4 days at a time, I wouldn't mind that.
I need help getting this off the wall.
I mean, I have like
let's toss it from here. Hey, we gotta go. Go to your left. No, just toss it. That's the wrong way!
Maybe even just moving to another state would be enough,
I did.
A farther away state. I know you did. I'm saying like, because you're still in the Midwest. I'm talking like moving to the West or East, maybe. I don't know.
I think it'd be cool to live in Canada or Maine.
The only thing about Canada is I already hate the winter, and I don't think the winter there is any better.
No, it's quite worse.
It only gets worse.
I could
go to like Toronto, and it's the same.
I've hated the winter since about 6 years ago. It was like 5 years ago, when my parents went on vacation, and then within 8 hours of them leaving, my sister's tire fell off her car, and then I let her take my car home while I waited for a tow truck. And then in that case, she burnt my blinkers out, and I didn't have like the know-how to change my blinkers. And so I took my other sister's car, and then her tire shredded. So I was just like, all right, great, I'm going to get another tire on her car. And then I just took my car, and then my car tire went flat while I was going grocery shopping. And then I put the spare on it, and then went to a tire shop to get a new tire. And then my spare went flat. And ever since then, I've been done with winter.
Well, I was going to say I've hated winter since I started driving, but, that kind of sums up exactly what I mean anyways.
All right, I don't have time for another. I gotta go.
All right.
You guys can feel free to keep going if you want to.
We'll do as we please.
All right.
All right.
See you later, everybody.